Wow. Our uniqueness is our power, and that will take us to success. Thank you so much for that. Yes.
I'm going to keep this brief because you guys just heard a whole lot from me, but I just want to comment how impactful this is. This has not been the case for many decades. So I take my hat off to every single woman that's sitting up here, and what a glorious privilege to be sitting alongside them. So my name is Audrey Morris. As you know, I cook for a living. My one single job to do, and it's a very privileged job, is to cook for people and make them happy. So my one thing I want to say is, your culture is your uniqueness. So preserve it. It is so special.
Beautifully said, ma'am. Thank you so much. Our culture is very important to us. Let us preserve it. Revati, ma'am.
I just did a lot of talking now, but as Audrey said, it's amazing. I'm really honored to be sitting amongst all of you. I mean, business is not one of my, I still haven't tried it as such. The one word I would say is, I have always been a student of everything, you know. So it's constantly learning something new keeps me going. So that has been my reason of growth, my reason of my direction in the path that I've taken. It's always been about learning. So I'm a student all my life.
And we can see the child in you. So lifelong learning is your core philosophy, and that is why you're still going into new ventures. So yes, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Janice B. Gordon. I'm of Caribbean, Antiguan heritage, and I was born in the UK. A defining moment was when I was told at the age of 15 that I wasn't intelligent enough to go on in education. It took me a while to find my voice, but I know a lot of you out there have been told things like this before. And the one thing I'd like to say and what I learned was that no one can define your path that hasn't yet been told. It's your path to create. And what I do is revenue generation. It's the core to all businesses. And particularly women, they're not always as confident in sales. And so I love to work with them to create great leaders and great business owners. But I work with sales teams, founders and enterprises around the world. I'm speaking tomorrow, so I'd love you to come to that presentation. I'll be talking very much more about leadership and revenue generation in an AI world.
Looking forward to your talk tomorrow, ma'am. So Satisha was saying that, you know, you will get what to ask when you start conversing with them. And when you, a person from UK, have been told at the age of 15 that you're not intelligent enough to go to the next level. When Jamina ma'am was saying that in Singapore, a lady was appointed after 98 years. We understand, today we are talking about women entrepreneurs. There is no term as entrepreneurs alone. We have to keep that woman in the front. So even today that is happening in society. And so it is beyond borders, it is beyond cultures. In all countries we are facing the same challenge. So my question is, across the course of your career, your life, personal or professionally, what is the biggest challenge that you have had to face as a woman in your professional or personal life? And we have to give an answer to the audience. And what have you done to overcome that challenge? So who would like to go first with that? Yes.
I've got the mic. The biggest challenge is the one in your own head. It's what people plant there. And it's about you mastering your own mind and overcoming those negative voices in your head, because it's not true. It's an entire lie. And most of it's been planted by other people, by society norms. So that's the challenge, that you need to master your own mind, and then you can do anything.
That's absolutely fantastic. First, we have to master our own mind. Revati ma'am, you are also part of the Women's Collective, Cinema Collective. So you are working a lot for the betterment of women in the film industry. So what would you like to say about that?
WCC is the Women in Cinema Collective. And the biggest challenge that I have faced in our career is
just by being a woman. You know, sometimes everything is all about just your physical appearance and having been a woman. And what about the work that you have done? Your talent, what you are capable of, that always is seen after. So, I feel a very important aspect is, there are many times we have seen, sadly, women, happen to join hands to be against other women. I feel hand-holding each other, being there, you don't have to, nudge them, push them, nothing, just hand-hold and be there. I think that gives a lot of courage to the woman, because somebody who has achieved is hand-holding and saying, you can do it. So I think that is something that we have been trying to do, and WCC has been really trying our best to move forward, get women to move forward with their heads held high.
Yes, having each other's back, hand-holding each other and supporting each other is very important. Yes.
I want to share something so I spent 19 years in telecommunications, and I don't know if there are any telco people here, but it's a very male-dominated industry. I was 22 years old, that's when I had my first job, and I was thrusted into an environment to network with men, largely I'd say 99% men who were in their 40s, who were established, who knew everybody, and there's this me, 22-year-old, long curly hair, did not dress provocatively because I knew it was inappropriate. I wanted people to look me in the eyes, and that was it. I soon realized also as a woman, you cannot fall victim to that. You cannot victimize yourself, because we are our worst own enemy sometimes, and to find ways around it. I feel the young, I don't know, I think it's inherently in our making that we always doubt ourselves. We always second guess ourselves. We always think we're not good enough, as the lovely lady just mentioned. So I think that it's really crucial to start with girls at schools, to start building up their confidence and their self-belief. I've spoken a lot at my schools in Singapore, and I've witnessed it. I'm not very good, but actually you're brilliant, and they have to believe it.
Yes, I think it has to start from a very small age itself, building that confidence. Very important point, yes.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I'm building on what's been said, but for me, I had to stop being a good girl. I was taught to sit nicely, hands on lap, don't ask, don't speak out of turn, be polite. And in business, sometimes you have to push. You know, sometimes someone will offer you a contract, but you know that if it was a man in the room, the contract would be worth a lot more. And the courage to push back and not just be thankful and grateful for what you get, but actually say, I deserve more, I know my worth, has been one of the hardest challenges, because I think that as women we are often underestimated. In the UK, when they look at the data, women generally are winning contracts, but it's less value, or if they're employed, earning less. And so there's something about, for me, the barrier has been to actually not just accept, but push back and be bold and know my worth. And I think sometimes people are shocked when you first do that. But if you demonstrate that you know your worth and that you're willing to walk away, then actually you start winning the contracts you deserve.
Yes, actually shocked to know that even in UK, less value is given for all over the world. Yes, we say developing nations and underdeveloped, there'll be differences, but everywhere it's the same. Yes, Jamna ma'am.
Okay, like what I said, predominantly even in Singapore, in the Indian business community, it's the males who are running the business. So hence, you understood why they took 98 years to establish that a female could do the job. But when I stepped into the role, the roadblocks obviously was put by male, because they didn't want you to succeed, because when you succeed, you are rechanging the whole calibration to show that a female can do the job. But having said that, and like what Madam Revati said, the females were also equally culprits to the thing. They were also putting the roadblocks. So, as a female, what I feel is, if you are not able to help me, it's fine, but just don't do a damage. So it is a lot of roadblocks that I had to work through. I could have given up easily and said, no, this is not my cup of tea. But what I felt is, if I let myself down, I'm letting the whole women community down. So I had to work through to show that it can be done. So
Absolutely amazing. So, very important point. Women have to support women initially. We shouldn't be, against each other. Only then can we uplift each other. Yes, ma'am.
I think more than talking about challenges, I'm somebody who's very solution driven. I have tuned my brains to listen to the noise I choose, because, like you said, the noise is it's universal. So a few things that I do, I often find myself in a position to mentor other fellow CXOs in the industry that are female, and given that I'm in no better position, everybody faces the same level of unfairness. I keep reminding myself, don't go into authoritative position, don't go into force feeding my opinion, but like she said, be there, be present, just listen. Create a safe space, announce and make that person feel safe, let that person just download. So sometimes that works too. Women are made to be extremely emotionally powerful. And we've never be in a position where the universe gives us more than what we can handle. But we need peers, men or women, we need to go hand in hand. When you're in that position, just be there, just be present. Over drinks, coffee, or just be present in silence. I've learned that that's the most powerful tool.
Very different perspective to just be there and be present, both men and women holding hands together and moving forward. Yes.
Okay, when the question came challenges, I took a second to think, what were my challenges? I couldn't really think, because I think, for one, money should only be the hold on point, pull you down. If you don't have enough money to grow, I think that should be the only problem. But when it comes to yourself, nothing should stop you from your dreams. Nothing should stop you from what you want to do. I think something stops you only when you bother what other things about you, or what other things that you need to do. But if you're very clear that this is what I want, persistent, dedication, there is no way you can go wrong. I think that's all I would like to say.
Absolutely amazing. So that's the level of confidence that everybody should carry, Once you have a clear goal, clear focus, as you said, then you just go towards that and don't mind what other people think and, think about you. Yes.
Okay, as a woman, I've learned one thing which is helping me grow a lot, and I'll tell you what that is. That is to be grateful and to acknowledge the men in our lives. I'll tell you how. Because in 2016, I was just 19 years old. My father gave me the freedom to travel alone to Dubai. So him. My husband, who gave me and supported me to start a business in Dubai with all the money that we had. My brother, who taught me, encouraged me, and who's helping me run the show. So because of these men, I am the woman I am today, sitting here. So I believe in this, and also to all the men who made this place such a safe space. I've again traveled from Dubai. This is the first time I've come to Coimbatore, and I'm safe. I feel safe, and I'm so happy I'm sitting here. It's because of the men who've made this happen as well. So as a woman, when we start acknowledging the men who have been with us and who are with us, and when we give them the gratitude, I think everything works beautifully. So that's what I
think the men are very happy now after hearing that answer. Yes? Yes.
As an image consultant, my main prerogative was that, like Revati ma'am said, when you look at a woman, the first thing you see is her appearance. Everything else takes a backstage. So why not make that work for you? Make your appearance work for you. Make your appearance, make people perceive you as powerful, as confident, just through your appearance. That was my prerogative when I became an image consultant.
Yes. And any challenges that you faced in that, or?
Yes, because a lot of the children nowadays have a lot of exposure on the social media. They're not sure, and of course the language of clothes is universal. So they just get the wrong message and they don't know how to portray themselves to appear in society. So that has become a challenge.
Yes, so that takes us to altogether different topic, but the influence of social media on small kids is another level altogether. That's another topic to discuss another day. Yes, ma'am.
Being an event planner, I think we deal with a lot of men in our lives. And well, I'm sorry to say it, but a lot of men don't like taking instructions from women. And when you're the boss lady, well, you have to get the work done and you have to deal with them. But one thing about women, I'm telling you, is that we are taught from very young to conduct ourselves, to deal with situations, first as a daughter, then later as a wife, daughter-in-law, mother. It continues. Till now, today I'm the grandmother of 2 children. It continues, the role continues, we take it to our grave. But our confidence comes and we learn from very young. That's not what the male is taught. The female gets those lessons. And we are what we are today because the training starts that young. The confidence comes from there.
We've been brought up in a way where we can face any situation. Yes, ma'am.
I think just like Mali ma'am said, in industry, the struggles are there, especially when you deal with a lot of men. Because for me, again, from my carpenters to painters to even my clients, when I meet them, they're like business owners are mostly men. And it's really hard to get them to take you, consider you serious, like that you're serious about business, like getting to say that you're serious about business without having to say it verbally. So I think that's where the struggle is, and there are a lot of ways, from different businesses have different solutions to it. We also mentor a lot of women entrepreneurs, upcoming women entrepreneurs who come to us. And this is one of the major struggles most of them have been facing. To be very honest, when a man says, okay, I'm going to go pick up my kids in school, and I think he gets some brownie points. But when a woman says that, they don't take it seriously. They don't take her seriously. She is juggling between her work and home, but they don't take her seriously. And I wouldn't even say this is a thin line, but there's something to think about. But in my journey, there are a few things that's really worked for me is, first thing is, setting boundaries and limits, and also teaching my team, setting in systems. So when there is systems, things happen, and then people who work under okay, there is some serious business happening here. And the second thing is about teamwork. You don't just know about the focus and goals of your projects, but make sure your entire team knows the goals and focuses for your project. So it is only about business, and they know it is only about business. So this is what has worked for me, and I think every women entrepreneur, I'm sure there is more to it, and I'd love to know more from others.
Yes. So we'll quickly.
Perfect, thank you. So as the CEO of a hardware tech that is actually breaking the mold, the hardest thing for us is that we're ahead of the standard. And so how do we overcome that? It's our network. It's being clear in our goal and talking to the people in our network who have done it. If I don't know someone who has done it before, I ask everyone I know, have you seen anyone who's broken through this? How can we break through this? How did they do it? And I learn, listen, and then do.
Yes.
So honestly, on the professional front, I really did not face any challenges, I guess, what I can remember. But yes, from past couple of years, because of multiple roles that I'm playing, suddenly there's this mom guilt. I'm sure all the ladies sitting here would be on the same page. And that has been bothering me of late a little bit. And many a times I've had to approach the attitude of get up, dress up, and show up. That has to be there for all women, I guess. We are all, whatever is there at home, we still have to have a smile on our face when we go out. Nobody will like to see us, a long face. You can't sit anywhere with a long face. So, and with my kind of profession as well, it has to be there. So that's been the only challenge, I guess, and I'm making up for the mom guilt right now.
Yes, I can relate to that because my daughter is also having her exams right now, so I'm going through that mom guilt. Yes.
Well, we've heard of somebody being born with a silver spoon. I was one who was born with a golden spoon. very good background, financially stable, very secure life, only child for almost 10 years, after which my brother came and spoiled the whole thing, of course. But brought up, I was a brat, brought up very well. When I was doing my undergraduation, everybody would refer me as my grandfather's granddaughter or my dad's daughter. So that's when I realized, who is Preeta? Where is her worth? What is she valued at? And I decided that day that I have to be referred as Preeta, and probably my parents have to be referred as her parents, rather than me being referred as somebody's daughter or grandchild. So I disowned, not literally, but yeah, disowned the property or whatever lifestyle. I went to Chennai, I took up a job, I also started my own business. I was young, naive, a woman, on top of all of that, faced so many challenges. I had to stand under the sun near the security for days together for an appointment. And when I get an appointment, those days women were either doctors, professors. There weren't many women entrepreneurs. So even when I get a meeting appointment, they would ask, how about a beer? And for me, who was brought up in a very closed environment, it was a rude shock. But adversity is something we have to overcome if we have to make a place in this world, make your name, right? So I think I persevered. And today here I am between all the wonderful ladies here as Preeta herself and not as somebody's grandchild or daughter.
Absolute respect for you, ma'am. If I was there, I would be enjoying the money and living my life, jokes apart. But to, remove yourself from all that and then to start from square one requires a lot of willpower. Absolutely amazing. Yes, ma'am.
So, when we look at challenges, I would probably classify it internal and external. Internal is ourselves. External is relatively easy. It is right in front of you. Internally, we don't know how to discover the fears or the problems that we are facing. But one simple thing which actually worked for me is speak, ask. And wherever we approached, wherever we clarified our position, people were willing to listen, understand and support us. That helped me in building the ecosystem that required to balance both my personal and work. So that is the same way, when we are in doubt, no egos, nothing, go ask, be it your boss, be it your colleague, be it anybody who comes across. If you can get a solution, ask. And that is something which sometimes women shy about, and that is not required. And trust me, 25 plus years of work that I've been doing, whenever we asked, we had a solution. We had a support that is coming our way. And to me, that is the one big challenge each women should come over. And when we look at externally, people doubt your capabilities. People ask, can she? Professionally, whether it is taking up some of the voluntary positions, can she is a question which comes. Treat that noise, but don't ignore it. Park it. That will give you the fire to continually work on ourselves and take whatever the steps that is required. Trust me, someone told me when I had just completed my CA, I got into a very late career. I was approaching someone, a CA fraternity. Of course, I don't want to name. So coming this late, being a lady, being a mother, and today technology is changing, and these are the XYZ qualifications people are working for. And it is so difficult for you to do. And within the next 3-4 years, I finished all the XYZ and I exactly took up the profession which I was then doubted to be qualified for. So definitely when anybody, we don't try to get those noises correctly, park it and work to work around that. that is what has helped me.
Absolutely fantastic answer. Thank you so much, ma'am. So asking, many people shy to ask, so that is a very important thing. Even I shy to ask people for things. So very well said.